lady. She is creating more hours in the day that there are, and she is also telling us how it can be done. So, very high energy, and also started very young in life. So, Swat, I'm going to just start straight away because I believe you're always in a hurry and you want to get to the point, right? So, I wanted to ask you, you started your first company at the age of 21? How's that?
Um, First of all, good afternoon, everyone. It gives me a pleasure, and I would like to thank Edwin for always having me part of this amazing conference. This is my third or fourth year to be on stage. Edwin, I'm bored of the hall, by the way. You need to change the venue. I'm just kidding. First of all, thank you. It's great to see you all here. And thank you again.
Yes.
We tried our best to make the script as simple as possible, but I think you are going to miss lunch too. So,
No, I think, Swat, you have something very interesting to tell us about Nexus Business Services.
Sure.
Because, first of all, you are Swat Al Husani.
yes,
And let me tell you, this is one ambitious entrepreneur.
thank you.
I don't think she ever sleeps. I don't think she ever is in one place long enough. She's always on the go. She's always doing something new.
People think I'm on pills, by the way, but I promise I'm not. So basically, I started Nexus at the age of 21. It was after an internship at the British Embassy in Abu Dhabi. I saw all these British companies coming into the UAE not knowing what to do. So I came with the idea of why not establish a business that would help companies to start up in the UAE. So basically, tomorrow, John comes to me and tells me, Saad, I want to establish a business. We do him everything from A to Z, which includes PRO services, government liaison, national agent, business center, business development, and so on. Today, after 9 years, thankfully, we represent more than 60 clients, 30 of which were the local partner or sponsor. I'm blessed with the team around me. My team have been part of the success we have, and we are looking forward to more achievements within the market.
So you created your own environment of role models, if I understand, and you met a lot of people who are very creative, the CEOs, owners of big companies who are traveling around the world. And you thought, why not me? And can you tell us a little bit about this? Because this is what was your driving force.
Sure. So basically, what made me different than other colleagues in the room maybe is that I have my private business before working for government. So I started Nexus in 2009, joined Mubadala in 11, got upset, resigned in 13, then went back to Nexus, joined MOF in 15, resigned in 17. And the reason why is that I am an entrepreneur. I can't work in an office from 8 to 5. I cannot have someone tell me what to do. I come from a family where I have 9 brothers and 3 sisters. Even my dad can't handle me. That's a very amazing joke that my dad always says. You know what he says always? He says, the person who's going to propose to me, he's going to fund him. Because he knows in 1 month time, he will get me back home. You know, I'm so bossy. So yes, you know, I think it's a matter of choice. Having your own business, developing the business, believing in what you do is a passion itself. We all go through ups and downs in our life. This year was, for example, one of the toughest years in business. To be honest with you, the first 7 months, and this was the longest summer ever, like 5 months of the year was summer, from May till September. No business, with everything happening in the region. We were all going through depression. Like, you know, we don't know how to get clients. We don't know which sectors are going to work. Things are being cutting. Companies are merging. Budgets are cutting. A lot of things that went through hard this year. But, you know, one day I just stood up and said, if I went down with the phase that's happening, I'm going to lose my business. So I took, you know, I'm a person who travels every month. This year was till September, I haven't seen the airport. Like, this is never me. So I just took a decision that I'm going to cut a ticket. I'll go away for 2 weeks and then just clean my mind and think again of what I want to do next. Because if I stayed in this phase, you know, with negative energy and negative vibe, you know, our past speaker spoke about The Secret, the book of Secret. I believe in the law of attraction. The law of attraction and the law of energy is really what affects you as a person. I get affected so easily by negative energy. If I couldn't know how to deal with it, it will drive me automatically with them. I'm a Cancerius, that's why. So we are very emotional, and you know how we are. So I took a plane, I went to London, and I came back and I said, now what I want to do next? Do I want to continue Nexus or start a new initiative or clean the companies that I have? Look at my investments, start with something new. So as I mentioned to you within our conversation, I had a company that was into training. We were doing very well in 2015 until 16. The company really went into a very decline mood because of the cut of budgets. Most of the entities did in-house training. Most of the entities had their in-house trainers. The budgets were cut in. In Abu Dhabi, for example, the approval of Activate takes a lot of investment. You have to have a minimum space, 10 trainers, assessors, manager, and so on. So we decided to keep it on hold. So we went through a bit of financial problems, and then I said, I have to come with something new to support my initiative. So basically, I created the Emirati Group. The Emirati Group is an initiative that will focus on hiring retired Emiratis in the private sector. So let me give you an example. We, as Nexus, set up companies in the UAE. We have two types of clients. Clients who have taken a decision to set up a company, and those clients who wants to explore the UAE market. Those who wants to explore the UAE market, we matchmake between them, depending on the sector, and between the retired Emirati. And this retired Emirati will become their advisor, but not their employee, to allow them to explore the UAE market. Tomorrow, let me give you an example. An American company comes, they're into defense sector, they want to meet the CISPA or the Air Force or the police or the army. I bring a retired Emirati, we match make them, and he opens them doors in the market. Thankfully, there are think tanks. This had been approached very successfully within the community. We have been amazingly successful in appointing such retirees, and we are looking into plugging it all around the GCC. Next stage would be Saudi, hopefully.
Okay, so when we first started talking about our interview, it was about organizational and personal effectiveness, right? And since you have been so involved in different businesses and many people depend on you for their livelihood, etc., can you just shed some light as what to you is organizational and personal effectiveness? Because you are practicing it yourself.
So, first of all, let's speak about we as Emirati women. We all come from different families' perspectives, we all come from different cultures, but at the end of the day, you have a choice. You either please yourself or you please the people around you. I always told people the first 5 years of my life in business, I started pleasing everyone. Today, I please myself. I started my business, as I mentioned earlier, I have 9 brothers who were all against me. The younger more than the older. Yeah, because they're bossy, and they're like, oh, you're on media, you're in magazines, you're on TV, and you're. But thankfully, I'm blessed with my father. I have a very supportive father. My father was always there for me. My father had played a huge role in my success. People around me has always been there for me. My friends, my family, receiving all these amazing messages, doing a public speak, or, finding me on a magazine had boosted my energy up to become successful. Talking about my team, I have an amazing team I'm a person who like to lead everything. I like to be CC'd in every email in the company. That was 3 years ago. Today, I always think that if I go on a holiday, I wouldn't be able to manage the business. But you know what? When I'm away, my team are successful more than when I'm there because they're reliant on me. So, even leadership, you have to delegate. I have learned to delegate. I have learned to give the power to the team under me. Today, I have a vice president in the company who takes the show when I'm not there. I have an amazing, strategy of how we want to be successful later on.
So you were talking about your company that went through a very bad time, etc. And one of the things that we discussed was the failure that you faced. Right? And how did you deal with it? What lessons did you learn? And which of these lessons have you applied going forward?
So we all go through failures, and it's not wrong to fail. It's very simple. You fail today, tomorrow you start something new. It's not that you let it to fail and you drown with it. That's what I was saying, earlier. I drowned with my failure for a period of months, especially that, you reach at the end of the month, you pay loans here and there, you pay, rent, salaries, You know, having a business is not easy, especially that, you know, I'm not an employee, I don't have a monthly salary. It all depends on the month, on the seasons, on the quarters, on the events. So, restructuring your problems is a very important point. First of all, financially. You have to think how you would restructure these loans. You go back, for example, my company that failed was a Khalifa Fund company. So, you know, thankfully it was Khalifa Fund and the loan was through them, not through the bank. Otherwise, I would have someone sponsor me out of Al Wathba, maybe. I'm just kidding. So, you know, Khalifa Fund, for example, we went back to them. They restructured the loans for us. We went back to the bank. We re-changed the checks, the payments, the terms. We went into a solution that instead of paying the loan in 4 years, we're going to pay it in 8 years. So here, you know, 70%, I would say, of the financial obligation is relied. Now, a second option is dealing with the employees. You know, you want to keep the employees, you want to move them to other ventures, you want to let them go, you know, the loyalty part of it, non-confidentiality, you know, you have to deal with them. And then you have to decide whether you want to keep the business on hold or what you want to close it directly. With me, I decided to keep it on hold because I know that training is something very important and it will be always needed. But for today, I don't think it will be needed until next quarter, as it was mentioned by the policies that it will the budgets will be relaunched. So then I will relaunch it. So such actions are very important when going through a failure of a business.
I agree with that, and it's wonderful that you've turned that failure or that setback into something positive, because that's part of leadership. If you don't have a setback, how will you know how will you move forward, and how will you face challenges in the future? So, dreams fulfilled, objectives achieved, marriage and starting a family. The norm is still, you know, wife and mother at a young age. What are your views on that? Did you face challenges? You started very early and you're quite dedicated in your business?
I think it's a matter of choice. So, for example, my mother got married when she's 13. Today she's 50. My oldest brother is 37 and she's a grandmother. Me and my mom, we are best friends. You don't say, like sometimes I really forget and lose my respect with my mom how close we are because she's very young in age. So the advantage of getting married at a young age is that your kids grow with you. So my mom has the same mentality as us. My father is also young. You know, we grew together. I have a lot of successful friends in their career, in their marriage. Dr. Alia, mashallah, she is one of the most successful people that I know that has been having a balanced career, marriage lifestyle. With me, I think my career took a lot of my energy. As she said, I work around 20 hours a day, easily. I love working. It's not that I'm forced or that people tell me how much millions you want to do more. It's not about the money, I swear to God. It's just that I love what I do. I love waking up every morning, going to events, networking, going to the embassy events, traveling, doing public speaking, inspiring others, mentoring others. It's something that I do and I enjoy. Regarding family life, maybe sometime soon.
Okay, so we focus a lot about young people, right?
Yes.
And how about the older people? The experienced, seasoned people, you know, who've got so much a wealth of experience sitting there, and they have knowledge. In fact, I would say they have an MBA in life, right? Have you considered tapping into this resource?
That was the Emirati Group initiative, which is, you know, those hiring retired Emiratis who are think tanks into the private sector. So basically, tomorrow you come to me and you tell me, Suad, I want to open a company, but I need someone who is an Air Force guy. So I bring you several CVs of retired Emiratis. You look at them and you hire him as a consultant. There, you know, you have a person who has experience in what you want to do. He has the connections and the knowledge, and he would be your partner too, as per as the UAE law, if you want to open a business onshore.
Yes. Okay, so now we're coming to the end, and leadership to you. Give me your 3 top attributes. What is leadership to you?
You know, that's a tough question. Leadership to me. Okay. So leadership is success for me. Leadership is a role model. Leadership is a risk taker. Leadership is a role model. Is a mentor. Leadership for me, it's not something that you can practice. It's something that is awarded to you from God. People tell me I'm bossy. I'm not bossy. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, when I come and tell you my point of view, it's because I believe in it, and it's a matter of choice whether you take it or no. So I think a leadership, it's a lifestyle. It's more of a lifestyle of being a leader by knowing what you want and what you want to do and everything that follows.
Okay, so we talk generally about leadership when it comes to your work or your business or something that you're doing outside the house. I want to ask you, how can you practice leadership in your home?
I actually practice being a mother before being a mother. You know, I have 9 brothers, so my mom is so tired of them, and I'm being the leader of keeping them under control. So, you know, we also learn leadership in a very young age. As a matter of fact, we as Emirati families are very attached families, so anything that happens at home affects everyone, including the maids and drivers and everyone, even the neighbors knows about it. So this is a lifestyle. But I think leadership at home is also that I keep my father, for example, under control. You know, now that he's aging, I like to lead him in where he puts his money and where he invests. So also, you know, your leadership at a Brute plays a huge role in the life of people around you. So I have 9 brothers and 3 sisters. They're all governmental employees. I'm the only one entrepreneur within the family. So today, you know, those people who were against me 9 years ago, today takes my opinion even in their own career life. Should I study accounting or healthcare? Should I do this or this, you know? So it changes with time. The priorities changes with time. You know, the beliefs, the trust changes within time.
So I think you are proving to be a leader not only in the business sense, but very much in the family sense as well. So thank you very much for sharing your personal views and sharing information about your family. We've got to know a lot more about this young lady over here who was just not a focused businesswoman, but also very much a family lady. So thank you very much
Thank
for
you
that.
so